Okay, welcome to the laboratory. As I say, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen anywhere. If it's possible, it will happen. It will happen, but it won't happen UBERNACHT, yes. About 3 days ago, I made an observation with the magnet. Put your mind on sort of idle sort of thing and sort of switch off mode sort of thing, and then you come back to your magnets, a few years later, and you're playing around with them, and then you notice something a little bit odd, which I'll show you fairly shortly. But I've been watching videos online, and I saw wobbles on a lot. This idea with the using polystyrene because it's cheap and easy. You can use the hot melt glue and things like that. So I thought, I played around with it, had a go yesterday, and I was surprised that it was quite effective. I mean, you can put these magnets on one of these things, and of course, it'll do the north-south business. It'll self-correct and all that sort of thing for north-south, and so on and so forth. The usual thing, because if you get so many magnets, I started doing things with magnets and blue tack, sticking them on there, and of course the magnets got too heavy for the polystyrene. So I thought, well, okay, if we're going to do anything, we might as well keep it cheap and nasty. And so I've been watching things online, and there's this bloke called, I think it's Jason Verbelli or something. He seems to be like the international conduit now for all this sort of stuff. But he also, at the same time, he seems to be working on this sort of, in San Diego, I think it is, working on this sort of, better set this up on the old tripodus, but, I thought I'd do this for John Noyan, because, get him off his fly trap research and getting onto something pretty decent over the, in the early new millennium, the new Trump, well, I don't know, the new decade of Trump, I suppose. I'm probably trying to give him an extra third term or something. I don't think you can actually have a third term, can you? Or can you? Is it unlimited? I don't know. Oh, well, I don't think you could have much more than that, because you'd be running out of, he's 70 now. I mean, he'd be 80 by then. He'd probably be losing his marbles by then, sort of thing. But anyway, I think it's Jason Verbelli. Forgive me if I've got his name wrong. I'm not very good on names, because I said I was bullied. No. Got to go down to the bloody thing with the sandiest continent on the planet, I suppose. Oh, that's a bit reasonable. Yeah, okay. It's good enough. As I said, it's like with the Aussie bush, it's all on display, it's dead honest, and it's okay to try and bend the rules or try and break the rules, because as long as you take special precautions, because by taking special precautions you're actually respecting the rules in the first place. And I think we'll just put this on here, sort of thing, and put the old washer in there, the deal, do the old Funkus Mentis sort of thing. And anyway, so this Jason Verbelli, I think that's his name, he's sort of like a conduit for all this sort of stuff. And but he's also trying to set up this sort of cell thing, so I think, it's sort of half of one and six of one, half a dozen the other sort of thing. I think they're going to go rather high-end sort of thing, eventually. So basically what they're doing is getting everyone all revved up on all all the so-called, I wouldn't say hidden knowledge, but little known knowledge sort of thing, which probably is going to grease the wheels. It's going to sell lots of magnets and lots of this and that and knick-knacks. So you have all the rich guys with too much money. They'll be greasing the wheels for the littlies at the bottom, getting lots of magnets out there, getting the price down, and people can have a good old play around. So that's a good thing. But what time have we got? Because I don't want to make these too long. Another minute or so. So basically, I'll just maybe we can go in a little bit more, just to see just, I mean, as I said, if it's going to work, it's got to work on a basic. What do they call these builds, or what are they called? Test frame, test whatever. I've watched so many videos. I'm starting to pick up the terminology now. All these things. But anyway, let's end this clip with the basic idea that I came across. You know, you're playing around with magnets, as I said. In my day, these sort of barium ferrite, which I think now they're saying they're strontium ferrite or something. You know, I don't know whether they're telling you the truth or, you know, it's the usual thing these days. You know, everything's proprietary, limited sort of thing. They always, you know, no one can know anything. No one can get anything to work because no one knows anything, because no one's telling anyone anything, or they're always keeping that one or two salient points of information away, you know, until eventually the person who knows that salient point is either dead or it's lost, and people are spending like half their lifetimes going back to the original, you know, first principles research to actually find out what that thing is they kept back or didn't tell anyone, or it was their little proprietary, you know, some business has gone out of business, and that little salient piece of information of how they made that super strong magnet has gone to the grave sort of thing, and it's going to take someone else trying to get the scientific method to work, because it doesn't work on it only works on firm foundations, of course. The scientific method will not work on, you know, unfirm foundations. Okay, remember in my day, these things were so bloody expensive, you couldn't get enough to actually play around with as a kid or something. And then, you know, the teacher out the front, well, he was lucky enough to have two. I hardly ever got three to play around with, so you never got to. So this was a thing I discovered a few years ago now, as an adult rather than a child. Well, it would be nice if I, you know. So you got this repulsive force, but when you put this together, and you know, now we have super glue, you can actually hold these things together with super glue, which you couldn't do as a child, because we didn't have super glue in those days. The actual repulsive force on this side diminishes. Well, that's a bit of a negative, isn't it? Okay. That's one thing I discovered a few years ago. Okay, it's a bit of a negative. What's so special about that? Nothing really. But I've discovered something else by accident, you know. Okay, you've got these magnets here. They can be north and south. Whatever's on that end, you've got the opposite on the other end. How do you tell north and south? You use a compass, of course, to work out, you know, by definition. Okay, so you've got your repulsive force here. Then we bring in our little standard magnet. So you've got your repulsive force here. There we go. We've got repulsion on that side, and we've got attraction on that side. If we bring this other magnet, so we've got repulsive here, but then put it up like there, now we get repulsion here, we also get repulsion here. Now if we can do it again, repulsion, but with no gating sort of thing. But I mean, if you play around with it, you can actually see there's a sort of push there, and you can see it's like a bit of a tooth of a, well, I put them in quotes, cogs. You know, they want to talk about gears, but if this works, I think we'll just change the terminology in the books from gears to cog, because just out of deference, I think. But that's the basic idea. You see, we can actually, I think you're going to have a spring or something holding the magnet in as it goes, you know, goes round there. So you push it in there, it goes round there, and there's probably going to have a spring on there pushing it in like that. So it goes round like that. The next video we'll just have a go on the wheel, have a play around with the wheel to see, you know, the basic concept is there sort of thing, and how basic it really is. Okay, over and out for this video.